Hello everyone, karibuni sana Youth Council TV, and today with me in studio are incredible youth leaders from the northern part of Kenya who are championing peace, security, social cohesion and youth leadership in that region. So today tutakuwa tunaongelea kuhusu the challenges that they are facing in the northern part of Kenya as youth leaders, what they are doing as youths to promote peace and security in the region, and every other thing that they would like us to know about northern Kenya as a whole. Karibuni sana. This session is brought to you by the Peace and Security Sector Working Group in conjunction with National Youth Council. Karibuni sana. So they will introduce themselves, they tell us what they do, and then we will jump right to the conversation. Karibuni sana. Sana Youth Council TV. Introduce and then you tell us what you like us to know about you and the region that you come from.
Thank you very much. Hamza Abdimat is my name. A young person from Garissa County. This great day, I'm very delighted to appear in Youth Council TV to share my insights on matters of leadership and governance, peace and security from the northern part of this country and also from the county which I come from, which is Garissa County. I'm actually a young person interested in matters of peace and security, leadership and governance. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon. My name is Safia Gal Guyo. I'm currently a student at Kenya Methodist University pursuing medicine and surgery. And I am a passionate youth on peace, leadership, and additionally I'm a peace ambassador liaising with an ungovernmental organization known as Ambassadors of Peaceful Elections. And I'm delighted to be here. Something about me is that I served in student leadership as the student president at Kenya Methodist University. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum, National Youth Council TV. I go by the name Engineer Alinur Abdi. I come from Mandera County. I'm an engineer by profession and I am very much passionate about youth and politics. So I will be sharing with you insights from Mandera County, a county where we call it county of endless possibilities that shares 3 borders, Ethiopia, Kenya and Somalia. Thank you.
Wow, thank you. Karibuni sana Youth Council TV. So, as youths, kuna vitu tunasikia kuhusu Northern Kenya. Zingine hatujui kama zinapangwa kweli, kama zinapangwa kweli na zingine ni uongo. So I would want us mtuambie one thing about Northeastern that you wish every Kenyan knew. Maybe you can speak about your county in particular, but do generally, but one thing that you want us to know about Northeastern.
Basically, starting from my home county, people from other part of the country think that people who stay also from this part of the northern part of this country are purely Somalis. Sharing my insights from Garissa County, I come from Garissa town, a cosmopolitan town whereby it's hub to all the almost 42 plus communities residing in Kenya. Today, if you go to Garissa town, you will see someone. You have someone from Kisii County, someone from Murang'a County, someone from Kisumu County. So this is actually shows that Garissa County and the entire northern region is actually a cosmopolitan area whereby it does not only belong to the local residents. Basically, from Garissa town today, you will see that even some of the other Kenyans coming from other parts of the country have actually ventured into different business. You will see that some of them even have plans of even aspiring to be members of county assemblies. This is to show that they have confidence. We have actually what we call the integration. The communities, the local communities and other Kenyans from other parts of the country have fully integrated. Another thing is that people, another misconception, which is actually myth and misconception people have, is that people normally associate the northern part of this country as a very hostile area, whereby when they hear a Garissa County, they associate with terrorism, they associate with hunger, people are not hospitable. But when you come to the ground, this I cannot judge maybe my fellow young people from other parts of the country for believing that, because sometimes maybe some of them, majority of them have not visited this part of the country. Maybe they judge us on the misconceptions which has been showcased and portrayed by the social media. And I want to confirm that some of the media for the longest time possible were biased to the northern part of this country. That is why we, the young people today, must appear on various media platforms to actually tell the rest of the country that whatever is being portrayed from the northern part of this country is actually false. For the first time, when you go for the first time in the northern part of this country, the recently Madaraka Day was being hosted in Wajir County, when over 10,000 people from different parts of the country came. Have you ever heard of any insecurity threat during that event? No. This is to show that the northern part of this country is safe. This month actually, towards the end of this month, we are having what we call the Devolution Sensitization Week in Garissa County. This means that the entire 14 counties will come to Garissa County, whereby we'll be speaking about devolution, how it has impacted the 47 counties. This event is being hosted in Garissa County. This is to show that security is improving in the region, and actually we are actually proving wrong to people who actually say bad things about our region. We have several political leaders, we have several media who are biased to us for the longest time possible. But I want to confirm that the northern part of this country is a productive area. The young people have very potential. As my friend has said, the northern part has unlimited opportunities. And we, the young people, we are very ready to showcase the unlimited opportunities which our counties possess. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that. Vijana umesikia, it's a safe county, kuna a lot of opportunities. Whatever you see in the media, the people on ground will be different. Thank you so much for that. Yes, Doctor.
Okay, I come from Marsabit County, and compared to the other counties in northern Kenya, Marsabit County has been a bit sidelined because I believe it has not been as famous as these other counties. The only time you hear about Marsabit County is when they talk about corruption or such things. So, first of all, Marsabit County boasts of a lot of tourist attraction sites. I'll tell you that. If you're not able to go to Dubai for the sand dune experience, you can go to Marsabit County. Yes, we have the Chalbi Desert. You can, similar to Mambrui. We have Marsabit National Park. We have Lake Paradise. Additionally, Marsabit is very diverse culturally and socially. Because in other counties you'll find predominantly there's one community that lives there. In Marsabit we have over 10 communities, maybe even more than 10. We have Borana, we have Gabra, we have Rendile, we have Garri, we have also Somalia there, we have Burji, we have Oromo. So Marsabit is very diverse, and also it boasts of a lot of professionals, learned people. I know people, when they think of northern Kenya, you think we're not learned. We actually have a lot of learned people who are also in government. Actually, our MP is a medical doctor.
That's nice.
Yeah. So we also have a very diverse road network that goes up to Moyale. So when we think of northern Kenya, we think of a lot of bad things, and that has been propagated by the media. Ideally, vitu kwa ground is totally different, and people should, before speaking, you should aspire to visit these places so that you know how it actually is.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, another thing, people from Marsabit are very friendly. When you think of northern Kenya, you think of hostile people. Tafika hapo, pigwe risasi or something. But ideally, Marsabit people are very friendly. If you visit, they'll welcome you. Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Nasikia guys, ni kama tuko na road trip to Marsabit. Ni kama tuta change course. We're going to visit the national parks, the sand dunes, and what's my name again?
Chalbi
Desert professional
National parks.
We will go there. Nimesikia huko kuna madaktari. Mjikaze.
Thank you very much. I come from Mandera County. I said it earlier that it is a county of endless possibilities because it's the only country that shares borders of 3 countries. So when you wake up early morning, maybe in Mandera, you are in Kenya. You have your breakfast in Kenya. So if just few kilometers, you are in Somalia having your lunch, interacting with different communities. By dinner or supper, you can cross over to Ethiopia and have different taste of of Ethiopian dishes. It's a county where the people move freely. The counties are all safe. I remember back in the days when we were in primary, you maybe June tukitoka to classes, you just cross over to Somalia and play football with our friends from the other border. And security apparatus were there, all heightened. There's no problem. A security guy will greet you warmly, welcome you. You just go have your games, enjoy, come back to Kenya, and now unalala safe.
So
it is easy because it was like back in the days. Up to now, the security, there's nothing heightened, so similar to Ethiopia. So these are counties where all of them share borders with international borders, like Garissa, he mentioned, there's the border of Somalia, Mandera, Ethiopia, Marsabit, she comes from, the Moyale border, Ethiopia. All these marginalized counties, by the way, they share borders with other countries. So the communities inakwanga well integrated. So when you hear from northern Kenya, it is not that they betray the lenses of insecurities. We have a lot of potentials to tap in. Our youth are our biggest assets. 60% of the population in northern Kenya are youth. So if we tap the youth and we invest in the youth, we are investing in peace and future prosperous country. So mine is just to urge everybody who has not seen, if you have not gone beyond your county, you know nothing to tell other people about the other countries. So we are safe, the business are flourishing. We have to redefine what peace means to other people. So if peace is all about that you believe there is lack of conflict, it's not that way. Peace means a mother who wakes up knowing that her children are safe. A student who goes and finishes school without interruption. A business owner who goes to his business without mandamano or whatever. That's peace. And it is there. A pastoralist who can move from Mandera to Marsabit without interference. Where a Kamba person knows that huko kuna ngamia na hatupigani. Peace means a lot. So mine is just to tell my youth, wenye wako ground or wenye hawako ground, tufike kila county, tutembe, so that we explore many more opportunities.
Tembea Kenya, tembea Northeastern. So as we try to understand Northeastern, what is the staple food in Northeastern? Rice.
Nyama pia.
Milk.
Gamia.
Is it goat meat? I mean goat milk ama cow meat? So we saw kuna maziwa. Is it the staple food?
I think you can find goat milk, cow milk, camel milk.
So mostly it is rice
and milk na meat.
That's nice.
In plenty.
Another thing, what is the ile business inafanyika sana Northeastern? Like ile job yenye ukiwa uko tesikia tu this and that.
Inter-community trade because of the borders we share with other countries. So there's high trend movement of goods in and out. So trade, business, nguo zote ziko tu sawa, plus farming, because we also have the rivers, the permanent river of River Tana that shares also borders that serves Tana River County and Garissa County. We also have the Daua River that comes from the highlands of Ethiopia, goes along Marsabit, Isiolo up to Mandera, then join Somalia somewhere there, Chupa.
That's nice. But don't miskia, there is farming in northern part of Kenya. Whatever we see in the media, we took our ground is different. So, as we get now into serious matters, what are the main challenges that the youths are facing? Maybe Hamza, you can answer that. What are the main challenges that the youths in Pakistan are facing?
Challenges actually are very many. It depends on the type of the specification, the kind of challenge we're facing. To start with the matters of leadership and governance, is that we see the young people maybe sometimes are not having a direct link on how they can present their views and opinions. Coming from the northern part of this country, politics is not the same compared to other regions. Politics in northern Kenya is actually shaped by the aspect of clanism, whereby a certain community decides that a certain elder, the elders from a certain community will decide that for this time, we are actually selecting a certain leader to represent maybe in a certain constituency, whereby younger people's views and opinions are not put into consideration. And another thing is that the reason why young people also are left out on matters of leadership and governance, the aspect of maybe political. When you see the political campaign in the northern part of this country, I can say that the most expensive campaign actually is from the northern part of this country. So
And why is that?
the reason is that sometimes the reason why the politician has to invest on the electorates, whereby for you maybe to vote for an electorate to vote for a certain leader, then that leader has to give actually a huge amount of money. I think this is a problem that cuts across the entire country.
Yeah, that's
But the amount differs, you know, the amount you give to someone, a leader in the other part of the regions, give to the electors cannot be the same amount to give. So that's why running a campaign, because it's actually very expensive. I know this challenge is being faced by all the young people in the entire country, but the young people also in the northern part of this country, also from the county I come from, also experience the same, whereby if at all you don't have the financial muscles, you cannot go for these political seats. Another challenge young people from the entire from Garissa County and maybe the entire region are facing the issue of unemployment. I understand that unemployment is actually a very big challenge, whereby each and every youth from the entire country is facing. But in the northern part of this country, you know, nowadays all of us cannot be job seekers. All of us cannot wear suits and actually be working in offices. The northern part of this country, we are trying actually on how we can gap the unemployment rate, whereby we are investing on the TVET sector. When you come to Garissa town, you will see we have a national polytechnic. The only national polytechnic in the entire region is located in Garissa town, whereby vijana wanajifunza masuala ya ufundi, wengine wanajifunza wiring, kushona manguo, mechanics, because the young people in Garissa County are actually venturing, and the entire region are venturing into skills, so that we can gap the unemployment rate. I think those are some of the key challenges with the young people from the northern part of this country facing. And I think these challenges they cut across. A young person from Migori, from Kisumu, also from Kisii, these challenges are similar across the country.
Nice. So hizi challenges of course ziko na maybe zitaendelea kukua. So how are young people, or how do you think young people can counter such challenges that they're facing at the moment?
Masuala ya uongozi na vijana, whereby how can young people be vying for these elective positions. We've seen kuna wazee who are actually the main factor what determining. For example, if I want to buy, I have to consult my community first before I go to the entire country. What we are doing is that we have what you call negotiated democracy. This is a democracy whereby certain clan will endorse people. So, and this problem is there to stay. Overcoming this problem is actually it will take a long time. So what we have decided is that, are we going to have what you call an inclusive negotiated democracy? How was it, maybe from the community which I come from, if these elders are having a meeting to maybe to appoint someone who can be maybe the flag bearer of that community, pia kwa hiyo conversation vijana wakue, wasichana wakue, people who are enabled differently, they can be part of that conversation. So it becomes inclusive, whereby kijana akiwa kwa hiyo meza anatoa maoni yake, anasema sisi pia kama vijana tunasema huyu msichana pia anakuwa kwa meza, people live in disability, at least it becomes inclusive. Another thing is that young people have also shown interest, whereby when you go to the county assembly in Garissa County, you've seen a big percentage of the chambers of the county assembly are young people. This is a clear indication to show that young people are actually vying for these positions. They're actually challenging the status quo. When you go to the county government, several chief officers are actually young people. We've seen also women who are actually showing interest in leadership. Initially, we were having a patriarchal society whereby women were fearing maybe to fight. But nowadays we've seen young people, young women, young girls who are actually showing up interest in positions. From Garissa County, we've elected the first women member of parliament from a constituency called Ijara. She actually that was a history, it has never happened. So this is a clear indication to show that women are actually are also showing up for these positions. Another thing is that young people have formed networks, youth groups. Also, there's a youth group which I did called Garissa County Youth Association. This is an association that I formed the year together with some few like-minded young people from Garissa County called the Garissa County Youth Association, where we brought together young people from the entire sub-county, from the entire 6 constituencies in Garissa County, so that we can have a platform where we can air our grievances and views. And I'm glad to say that we've done several youth programs in Garissa County. Recently, the biggest event we did was the Garissa Youth Summit, I believe, whereby the PS from the State Department of Youth was the chief guest. I think the NYC also was invited, though I think due to some inconvenience, you guys could not make it. So in that platform, in that summit, we actually spoke about different thematic areas affecting the young people. The issue of agribusiness, you know, from Garissa County, masuala ya farming. We have young people also today who are doing farming in Garissa town. Beekeeping, bee farming. We have young people today doing beekeeping. Young people are actually investing in matters of farming because people have the notion that Ukoni it's a drought area, farming cannot do, but farming is actually ongoing. We were also discussing matters of TVET ili at least vijana tuambie kuhusu vijana tunawambia kwamba si kila mtu, not everyone today can work in an office, but the TVET can be the game changer. Pia tuliongelea kuhusu masuala ya TVET, innovation, technology and AI, ili tuambia kwamba vijana kuna so many opportunities in the digital economy. So we were discussing matters of TVET, na pia kwa hiyo summit ambayo tulifanya last year kulikuwa na what we call intergenerational dialogue, whereby the young people, the elected leaders, the elders were having conversation, at least tuone kwamba I know kuna a lot of gaps between the elected, the electorates and the leaders pia wazee. So hiyo summit we had panel discussion whereby even the elected leaders, young people, the women were part of the panel discussion whereby they were engaging each other, having a dialogue, having a conversation. So what I believe as a youth leader from Garissa County, what I've brought on the table to solve this challenge is that I have formed a network whereby the young people can actually realize their full potential, so that at least we can have a platform, we can even interact with other youth leaders from the entire country. I also through this network which I formed, they attend the International Youth Day ilifanyika Kakamega County. I've interacted with different youth from different parts of the country. Recently there was an event in Moi University, the Amani Youth Summit, whereby delegates from all the 47 counties waliletwa on board. Vijana walikuwa wanaongelea masuala kuhusu peace and security. So this is a platform which I created, at least vijana wa Garissa County wasikae Garissa County, pia watangamane ama youth leaders wengine kutoka counties zingine, at least we share insights. Whatever, maybe each and every county has its own unique opportunities. If I interact with a young person from different, maybe from Nairobi, from Mombasa, at least we can share our insights. So this is a platform which I gave at least vijana walipata opportunity ya kutangamana na kujuana. So I think as a youth leader, those are some of the things I think young people are doing, and personally what I've done maybe to solve the problems they're facing.
Thank you so much for that. It has really been insightful. So let's get to Daktari. Let's talk about women leadership in Northern Kenya. What are the challenges that women leaders are facing in your region? What steps have been made to make sure that women are included in leadership seats? Maybe what is that one thing that you'd like to tell women from your area, from the region that would like to venture into leadership, maybe politics and all?
Okay. I think this is a very sensitive topic, especially in Northern Kenya. women leadership compared to other counties in other countries. We see female governors coming out from other counties, but we've never seen any in northern Kenya. And this stems down to a lot of issues. First of all, northern Kenya is a very patriarchal society, very, and no one should deny that. Women are not viewed as being able to take leadership. And I wonder, because these men don't even know what goes on in the house. It starts from domestic leadership, and majority of the time it's the woman who does this. So I normally wonder why they have that mentality, because when you come out saying you want to take a position, they'll be like, when you mwanamke, why are you doing this? Stick to your role. And this is rooted in patriarchy. Women have never been given that. They've never been seen as responsible enough to take leadership positions. Additionally, we have the issue of clanism and tribalism. The dynamic is different when you compare Marsabit and Isiolo and Garissa, Wajir and Mandera. The dynamic is very different, because in those are the Marsabit, because in Marsabit and Isiolo we have different tribes. So aside from clanism, we are also dealing with tribalism, because in order for you to secure a position, you have to be from this specific tribe, which is also always supposed to be the majority. I have said the inhabitants of these two counties are different communities. In the other three, we find that Somalis are the most compared to us. So you have that issue of tribalism. If you're a woman and you're not from this tribe, you have to first navigate that. When you finished navigating the tribalism issue, you now come to clanism. You're not from this clan, which is supposed to be the majority. And then after that, now you go to misogyny. These men are very misogynistic and patriarchal. They'll tell you, away at home. Ama, if not, go and vie as a women rep. I was having, there's a point of time, there's a time I was having a discussion with someone. I was telling them, I want to be a leader there. And he told me, we anza na women rep kwanza.
You ndio wanawake.
Exactly. And I told him, no, I don't want that, because you're reducing me to that position. What if I want MP and governor? And he told me, no, that one you cannot win. So you have that patriarchy, you have that tribalism and clanism, and then now you also, when you go to such areas, the women are also brainwashed to believe they're supposed to hold this lower position compared to a man. Submission. They're brainwashed to that. And therefore, you also don't get that support from women. When you combine all those, you'll tend to see that these women fear. They fear to come out and say that I want this position. And if you get women, and if you get these women who actually come out, first of all, they'll experience a lot of some sort of sexual violence, because their sexuality will be used to attack them. They'll say, this one is not even married. They'll say, this one has been married to a different tribe from where she was born in. Let's say you're Borana. Then you get married to maybe someone that is not Borana. They will use that to attack you. They will look for videos. There was one that happened in Garissa, I think. There was a woman leader who was, her videos leaked. Is it Garissa or Wajir? I'm not sure. But if you come out rightly, they'll resort to that.
There's something that will happen.
There's something that will happen. Ama, they will watakutusi in a sexual way. So there are a lot of factors that hinder women leadership, aside from even in other counties. Now in Northeastern, the patriarchy and misogyny is too much.
What if you're learning?
They don't care. They don't care.
But wamekubali kuwapeleka shule.
Yeah, and also the other issue is now the submission. The fact that you don't even get support from the women leaders, and you also don't get support from from the basic unit in the community, which are normally women. Now if these people don't come out rightly and support you, sometimes you're just left alone. So hata hii inakufanya like you be afraid. No, you have to settle for positions that are not what you want. Either you settle for maybe a deputy governor, or you settle for, like, you know, when you see deputy someone, or you settle for women rep, or you even settle for, I think they can allow you to be an MCA.
that are aspiring women youth, female youth, women youth, that are aspiring to have such positions? Personally, I've not had like people from Northeastern, especially the ladies, youth who are open to being politicians. Maybe I've had kwa education nayo mnasoma japo nimesikia, but you start coming out to be leaders, that we want to be a politician, sijasikia sana.
Okay, I think initially they were not there, but currently they are there.
Okay.
Currently we are, you know, when we see other women coming out, we're also motivated to come out.
Okay.
We've had women leaders, like the youth leaders who are women in some counties, even in Marsabit we have, and they're very vocal at the moment. We have, but most of the times we tend to use the approach of women and female empowerment to enter into those spaces. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think also me, I'm also interested.
Nice.
But I think something that gave me the stepping stone was student leadership. So you have to find, you see the way these songs can enter like without any stepping stone. You need a stepping stone majority of the times. And there are men who actually support student leadership.
That's right.
No, women leadership. The men who are what's it called? They are open-minded to it. Yes.
Okay. So engineer.
Yeah.
Anaongea kuhusu women.
Yes.
What are the male leaders doing to support women leadership in the region? Yeah, we've said it's a patriarchal society, we do that, but sasa simesema kama yamesema kuna vile mnajaribu leadership. So what are you guys doing about it? To support women, like come up or say, you know, women can lead, this and this can happen. They're equal to us.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe there's something like that.
Number one, as my colleagues have said, first of all, you give yourself the platform, whether you are a male or a female. Once you get the platform, you will fight for it. Of course, the society there is very patriarchal, as has been said. But there's something Hamza said about the first woman elected as an MP in Ijara County. If she just waited and never challenged that status quo, she would have never reached that position. She will always believe herself that she is a lower servant. So what she did was coming up, fighting for her rights. That's number one. What they should do first, instead of just saying, yeah, the society has been sidelining us. Because if you don't fight for it, who will fight for it? Nobody will fight for you. Secondly, there are also many leaders who have nominated women to those positions. There's this position that being done by, whether it came through gender balance or whatever, but there's the goodwill of also politicians who want to nominate for positions like senators, MPs, they have been nominated for. For example, where I come from, Mandera County, we have a nominated MP through a party that's a local party in the county, in that county, a local community party. So there's something that the male are doing to support women, either through those programs or through the nominations. But I have not seen, in Mandera there's no women elected MCA since devolution. I don't know whether they fear to go for it or they have been denied. I've never seen, even on campaigns, you will never find women campaigning for an MCA. Back in the days, yes, before devolution, but after devolution, I have not seen. So all the nominated MCAs will automatically become women, because to make gender 2/3 balance of the assembly. So what I will urge is that, number one, first come out as a lady, fight for your right, then seek the permission to be supported. We are very supportive when it comes to maybe financial support. Garissa, we have the women rep, we have the nominated MP. The first support system they have is the community plus their husband plus their brothers and sisters. So the male, we are always supportive. I don't know about Marsabit, but Mandera County, several MPs have supported these ladies to different positions, maybe even to fighting for national positions like the national whatever programs they push. So there's no right that limits us to supporting women. We are very much willing, but we must see that at least if Safia is ready, she comes to me, then we go on the same board. I create a platform for her, give her the space. But them themselves, they believe that they are our lower servant.
So up to speaker wao sasa wao
pia wao wajiamini, wajitokeze, wasikuwe wanajifunza.
Step up.
They should step up.
Looking for you.
No, opportunities we must, yes, we must wajitume kidogo.
Ni sawa, but he has also said there's a point that amesema you seek permission.
No permission.
You said seek permission
Maybe
to vie for these positions.
Labda ni ulime labda, but there's no permission they seek for. Lazima wajitokeze, just like the women who has been elected into office in Ijara, just the same woman who was elected as senator in Isiolo. Kwanza wajitokeze, alafu they will be supported definitely.
Okay. Haya. Another question to you.
Yes.
So unajua youth wengi wakisomanga kama vile sema mkuje kusoma Nairobi.
Yeah.
Kusoma Nairobi. I guess we also study in Nairobi. Do most youths from the region go back? Like ile mnarudi sasa to give back to the community ama wote wakisoma wanasoma Nairobi na wanabaki?
That's a challenge, by the way. Yeah, it is true. Some wanaweza kuwa wanaishi in Nairobi because the majority have been employed to the national government, and you know most of these national government institutions offices are based in Nairobi or in these big towns. So you'll never find a regional headquarters in Garissa having a parastatal there. So it is a challenge unless we integrate and we say maybe we do these main offices to sub-county coordinators or whatever county or regional headquarters. That's one. It's a challenge, by the way, but that's why they work mainly in Nairobi and they go back to the community. But those who are not maybe working in Nairobi, majority do as Hamza said, the beehive work, the beekeeping, farming. I have seen a guy in Wajir West, I think, doing farming, and he's a bachelor, has a bachelor in economics. He went back, saya anafanya rice plantation pale Wajir West. So you will find they go back to the society and pay back, because I personally nimemalizia MKU, I worked here sometimes, but I went back, created these platforms for Mandera County Youth Association, doing mentorship in the ground, supporting youth to get this platform to speak up, because it is a challenge when they are not exposed to the other part of the community and the country, they will be behind. So there's also, they are going back to the community.
Alafu umeongea kuhusu government, like watu wamepata jobs
majority.
What about the local government, like huko sasa northeastern, have you been given a chance to lead sema kwa county government kuna position?
Yes,
they have the, tumesema youth ni from 18 to 35.
Yes,
so there's that, so have they been given the chance to lead?
Yeah, the county maybe has not less than 70,000 population of young men. The county government cannot absorb all this youth. The national government alone cannot do. But as I said, you are a learned guy. You went to school to support your community and your people, to pay back to the community. So as Hamza has said, all county chief officers are youth around 30s to 35.
Okay.
All the MCs in my county, 60% are youth below 40 years, below 35 years actually. So the youth there, they exist, and the county government has given them the platforms. But still, that's not the end of the youth. We have 7,000 above, more than 100,000 in one county. So when we say like have they been supported or given platforms or opportunities in their counties, definitely yes, there are, and they are a bigger chunk that is still out unemployed. So
balance between,
yeah, it is balance
and the a little bit elderly.
This, yeah, a bit of elderly, because of course you will have to come with an experience for you to serve these high positions, although the governments nowadays are offering internships so that they get experience. Yes. So when you go to a workshop, maybe usiambiwe kuja na experience ya 2 years.
Yeah. Alafu Hamza talked about intergenerational dialogue.
Yeah, sure.
Maybe Daktari can tell us, do you feel like the youths in the region have been, okay, kuna hiyo kupewa chance to have a dialogue with the elderly, but according to you, do they listen to the youths? The elderly, do they listen to what the youths say? After kusikiza, do they implement, ama take the views of the youth and then implement them? ama mnaongeanga tu and nothing happens. Unajua kuna ile unaweza kuwa na conversation but they don't actually listen to you. Unaweza kuwa tu mkusikiza kuzeleza sisi tumeishi mengi sana, tunajua mengi kuandiko, something like that. So do you feel like the youth are listened to whenever you're having those conversations?
I think it's a 50-50 situation. There are times our views are being listened to, and there are times they're not being. There are times our views will be implemented, and there are times they will not be. So it's a 50-50 situation, because you find at times kuna hiyo there's that mantra that the old know more than us. There's that mantra that they have more experience than what we have, and it's similar all across the country, not only in Eastern. But I feel like there are situations where as youth we've gone to demand something and they've listened to us and actually implemented those recommendations. But at times also we have raised issues, but it has been met with a lot of resistance. There's a time there was maandamano in Moyale because of issues that were being raised, but no one was listening to them, and after those measures they finally listened. So I think it's just a 50-50 situation. Not all times will they listen to you, but at times they will.
Okay. That's really nice. Then Hamza, what role can social media play in promoting Northern Kenya in a positive way, and also promoting peace instead of division?
Okay, I think as I said earlier, some of social media platforms, some of social media various TV stations, sometimes they will submit, they don't actually showcase the good things about the northern part of this country. So what we are doing as young people is that we are actually, young people are using various media platforms. We have the TikTok, we have the X account. So what we are doing as young people is that also on the TikTok, young people are actually, if at all we are having gaps, maybe the county government has done a certain project and the project is actually complete, or maybe they're not planning to complete it. We've seen scenarios of young people showcasing the challenges in social media platforms due to pressure. Maybe a certain leader pressure pale kwa social media kwa tap, then maybe a certain project haikucomplete inakuwa complete. So young people have actually are using the social media platforms to actually discuss the challenges, to discuss recommendations. Also on the X space, I think as an association, and maybe as the northern part of this country, as young people, I think in last week we've been doing several X platforms to discuss maybe the northern youth and politics, the gaps, how we can solve. So matters of social media is actually a tool that we normally use it as a positive tool, but at the same time, not all youth are using it positively. We've seen a scenario whereby now there's what you call young people, due to unemployment, they become vulnerable. So once they become vulnerable, these politicians, they see a potential whereby they're being told, maybe a certain politician is actually having a competitor, anamwambia anapanga zake, anaenda pale social media, anamkashifu mwingine, anamwambia so and so, you what you call cyberbullying, cyber harassment, because they do the digital bullying. You know, in other countries they're experiencing what you call physical bullying. Vijana wanaenda pale other event wanaruka, unaona, we normally see vijana wanaenda pale kwa event, wanavuruga hiyo event, wana attack watu. But for Northern Kenya, it's what you call digital bullying. Vijana wanatumia social media kukashifu, they attack other politicians, they attack other leaders simply because they're being sent by other politicians. I think that is a very big challenge young people are facing. They're reduced to mere bloggers. Vijana wanapatiwa za macho kidogo alafu wanavuruga. So not all of us, not all of the young people are using the media platforms in a positive way, but at the same time, but majority, a bigger percentage of them use it on a positive side, because we have influential TikTokers from the northern part of this country. We have others who showcase the the beauty of the northern Kenya, the historical sites, areas that can be visited, the people who have made it in business, people who have made it in industrial governance. We have seen young people coming up with podcasts whereby they showcase, they invite prominent people from northern Kenya who made it in the government, what they are doing, professional people, medical doctors. So as much as other social media platforms decided to bring the bad things about us, pia sisi tumesema wacha tujitokeze, vijana wetu waform pia podcast, pia tuonyesha Wakenya wengine that northern Kenya kuna some positive things. So I think that is one way how young people are using social media, either in a positive way or a negative way.
Yeah, thank you so much for that. So Daktari, if you can tell us the role that the youth can play in strengthening cohesion between communities. You must have noticed that kuna different communities, and also the role that they can play in promoting peace. Tunajua tunaelekea election period, so maybe
Okay. I think they have a very big role because first of all, coming from very diverse places, and the fact that the youth are actually the movers of the community. If the youths are being villainized and they're actually acting that way, then the community will lack social cohesion. And the first thing is for the youth to ensure before now they go outside, like it all starts with personal, like your personal efforts. Now you need to understand the diversity that is there. The engineer has said that peace does not mean there's lack of conflict. And with the fact that we are all diverse, that means there will always be conflict. But how do they handle that conflict? They need to, we come together, we understand each other, we tolerate each other. Diversity only becomes a problem when it's normally weaponized, when these politicians use it as a weapon to get what they want. So the youth need to first understand that we need social cohesion and we need that coming together in order for it to work. When they understand that, now we move into, for Marsabit County, we were doing a campaign on deconstructing tribalism and clanism. Not that you're not from this tribe or this clan. You first understand, yes, I'm from this, you're also from this different. How can we work together to ensure that we come together for our community to grow? So we were doing the campaign on deconstructing it so that people understand you can be from different tribes, but you can also come together. Additionally, they should refrain from being used as weapons. They should refrain from being used as political leeways, because majority of the times, if you need me to do if maybe I'm a politician and I need to do the dirty work, I look for the youth. Yeah. So it all starts with having your own identity and having very good morals. Yeah. So that is the first step that we should take as youth. The second thing is we need to understand how to use social media. Let it be used for the good purpose, for a very good purpose. Don't use it for other agendas. As youths, we need to understand that, and we also need to be involved in awareness campaigns in the community. There are people who might not understand what's going on, and they might not be learned. Watapewa tu shilingi 200, they go vote for this person. Watapewa shilingi 200, they go attack this person. So as youths, we should be at the forefront of educating the community, telling them this. And additionally, we should also put our differences aside and come together in order for social cohesion to actually work. So I think that is the roles that as youth we can play. But as I say, it only starts with personal, as an individual.
Thank you so much for that. Engineer, as we conclude, how can county governments, the government, youth-led initiatives or even partners that support the youth help in supporting youth-led, like serving organizations, either for peace, like just youth? How can they support better?
Thank you for that. Number one, I think youth is just one out of all the stakeholders that peace needs. For a community where I come from, like Mandera, we have all stakeholders, and number one maybe to begin with being supportive as a government. Mambo na legislation, mambo na policy zikiangaliwa vizuri, youth policies zikiangaliwa vizuri in the county and the national, I think those reforms will also lead to a better, prosperous youth generation in the county. Secondly, about the non-governmental organizations, developmental partners, they can support because in the civic awareness and engagements we do in the counties, those who support are the NGOs and local NGOs and the CBOs, because when gatherings and barazas are involved, the people who support these initiatives are the well-wishers, the NGOs, and the government, because they know that they are investing in the youth, and investing in the youth means investing in the future of a prosperous county. So that's one case. Secondly, we the youth don't have to wait for government to support us. We must be ready to support ourselves on security issues, on development issues, economic and social also integration, because as a youth, the responsibility lies on you. Every step you do, you must start with yourself. That if I do this, this is wrong and I see it. Why should someone come and tell me this is wrong? Let me do it as a responsibility from myself, from my end. On matters of security, also just to highlight what my colleague has said on social media, because there's a lot of misinformation. We are conveying a lot of negative to the youth. If we at least at all concentrated more on the positive side, at least we will receive at least maybe 2 to 3 open-minded from the same youth who are maybe in the street. So the more you consume negative, the more your mind is blocked from the positive. So the moment it is better now we convey the positive side on social media. Yeah. We call experts, we call government institutions. When we have a gathering, we involve all of the stakeholders. If it is developmental partners, if it is financial institutions, if it is government itself on policies, so that we enlighten the youth on this thing. Maybe a security perspective, we call the security personnel. Maybe the county commissioner can be involved in that security, maybe that youth gathering. So the youth will be more informed on matters of their rights and where their rights also ends, because you cannot have rights all the time and say hii ni haki yangu. Yeah. It also has a limit. So yani vijana tujitume na tusome pia constitution na tujue rights yetu na I think that will also help us on the security part.
Yeah, thank you so much for that. So as we conclude, I would like us to talk to the youth of Kenya. Yeah. Maybe something that I would say that you could leave the later. Wasn't it?
Yeah, sure.
Visiting with this, but just something that you like to do for the youth. Can I start with you,
I think the conversation has been very engaging. It has been a very insightful discussion. So my call to action to young people from this Republic of Kenya is that whatever fellow young people you see on the media is not what Northeastern is. Northeastern is actually a very productive region. So I'm actually telling the young people if at all they can come, we will be doing several youth engagements, starting with the Devolution Sensitization Week, whereby all the 47 counties will be coming to Garissa County. Basically, young people with the county governments, they can come. We're also calling upon personally from Garissa County, we are doing the Garissa Youth Summit. I'm calling upon different partners, starting with the Ministry of Youth, the State Department, the NYC, and several organizations and the ministries who support the youth agenda. They can partner with us and support us by supporting us in coming to the Garissa Youth Summit, so that at least the young people can see that whatever they see in the media is not actually the right thing. Another thing is that I want to call upon the young people. Young people should not wait for opportunities to come for them. They should avoid at all costs to be used by political leaders to achieve their political scores. Young people should refrain from being used as goods. We've seen incidents and scenarios whereby young people are used by politicians to decide political, to cause tension. And I want to call young people, they should not actually allow political leaders to use them. As we approach the general elections, I understand that the political tension in this country is very high, whereby the issue of tribalism will be brought on the table. we as country, we as young people, we actually consist the biggest population of this country, the young people. So we the young people should be ambassadors of peace and security. As we approach the general elections, we should campaign peace. Where we should make sure that this election, as we approach the 2027 general election, I understand each and every person has a candidate, and it's a democratic country. As much as you campaign for your own leader when the right time comes, don't actually cause tension, because your neighbor at the end of the day will remain your neighbor. Don't actually hate your friend because he supports another political leader which you don't support. And that should not be the case. Young people should preach peace. They should be ambassadors of peace. And to all the young people who are actually vying for political seats, I wish them the best. And it's and I believe maybe the young people in this country will face, so that we want maybe in the coming future, young people are having different positions both in the county assembly, both in the national government. So to the young people, wale majinsia ambao wanajitokeza kusimamia viti, mimi nawatakia kila la heri, and I wish them all the best. And it will be my humble pleasure to see young people occupying different positions in this country. And I believe we are the future leaders. In the next government, maybe the future president will be a young person. So it starts today. So it's good we network with different. No one comes out of nowhere today and becomes president. Whenever you see these guys today are becoming cabinet secretary, they once started. So in Uganda now, so let us network. I'm very close to young people in Garissa County, in Mandera County. Here we have my colleagues, the entire region. Marsabit, Isiolo, we are very hospital of the whole community. So vijana to visit Northern Kenya, tujionea kuna mazuri huko, chakula iko vingi, tunakula nyama na maziwa. So I welcome each and every young person to Northern Kenya. Peace, love, and God bless the Republic of Kenya.
Thank you so much for that.
To the youth of Kenya, let us embrace idealistic politics. Let us move away from the cheap politics and ensure you actually listen to the manifestos and what the leaders bring to the table. To the women leaders, come out and bring yourselves to the table. If they don't want you at the table, carry the table and go with it. To the youths in Marsabit, let us come together and work together to ensure we elect leaders who will actually work for us and who will have our interests at heart. And at the end of the day, please come and visit Marsabit. It's a very beautiful tourist attraction site. Thank you.
Thank you. Number one, I must appreciate the hosts of this event. Thank you very much for giving these platforms. It is very important for the youth of Northern Kenya, because if you have not given the platform, they will not have expressed their views. Number one, that's one. Number two, those who see Northern Kenya as only the negative, that negative is just 2% of what we do. The rest is positive. So on matters of untapped potentials, we have seen what is happening in Wajir. We have the biggest solar power plant. That's yani jua iko kali sana, lakini we have the potential to tap it and na ikakuwa successful. In Marsabit, wind turbines zina run na kazi zinaendelea. That's why what is now enjoying this electricity, we contribute maybe 5% of the national grid. That's coming from wind power. Thirdly, in Mandera County, it's a county of endless possibilities where we unite. We are one region, one county with 3 borders. So when you come to Mandera, the hospitals ziko high, mahoteli ziko kawaida, security iko high. So what I want to urge my fellow youth across the country is that don't just be obsessed with the negative. When you see a Somali guy, you don't just see a terrorist, you see a young, vibrant youth from a region, just like any other person in the country. So mine is just a call to action. My call to action is that it is an electionary period that is coming. It is us who run these WhatsApp forums. It's not a politician who is an admin of a WhatsApp group. Let's make sure how we run this as online hashtags. Let us be positive. Let's convey the let's abstain from the negative part. Let's concentrate on the positive. Let's not be used as goons. Let's be treated as stakeholders, not as tools now. We have been used for a long time. And let me say this, please, because maybe you are young, around 35 years old. You have not established yourself. You don't have a father or influential person who has a name. If you today land on the best job, you cannot find a guarantor. But when elections comes, you are in the rooftop of your uncle's car saying, my tribe, my tribe. Let's stop this identity, defending this identity. Please make sure that you only do what's right at the right time, all the times.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Guys, thank you so much. Today I have really learned a lot. Like, you people, you got knowledge.
Has to.
You guys, I loved it. So thank you so much for honoring the invite. I've learned a lot about Northern Kenya. I've learned a lot about politics, leadership, everything in relation to Northern Kenya.
Sure.
To the youths, we have a vital role in promoting peace, security, social cohesion, in everything that you do. And I hope that you also learned a lot from the leaders from Northern Kenya. I hope you have picked one or two things, at least tutasema, oh, this session si learn anything. I hope you have learned something. So follow us on all our social media platforms. Thank you for social media.
Yes.
Yep. Share.
Mtashare. Tutadhalika hapo chini
Kwa comments. Hii video ikiwekwa tunaweka.
Wataweka, you can interact with them. I can see, yeah, they're very open-minded people. I have interacted with them today and I can tell you for sure, they are very open-minded. You can partner with them for your events and maybe you can invite them to your events too. Mmoja amesema ni engineer, mwingine amesema ni daktari.
Security expert.
Security expert. So, okay. Yeah. So, good much for this session. I hope you have learned a lot. This session was brought to you by the Peace and Security Sector Working Group in conjunction with National Youth Council. I was your host, Deborah. See you next time. Bye.